Bowl 47 winner is the Atlanta Falcons. To truly understand why the Atlanta Falcons will win the Super Bowl this year, you would have to look at how they won games this year, their new coordinators, and the play of their overall team. 0-3 in the playoffs, 102 points against, and only 47 points scored in 3 games. I know these numbers sound horrendous, and hearing them, they make you think, how could a team that puts up those kind of numbers in the postseason win a Super Bowl? Well, I'm here to tell you that this is a different year, and this is a different team. The Falcons of 2012 is not like any other Falcons. It's not like any other Falcons team. This is the best team that the Falcons franchise has ever had. To truly realize this, you have to look at how they won games this year, their new offensive and defensive coordinators, and the overall team. Let's begin with how the Falcons are winning. They're winning like they have never won before. In the past, if the Falcons had 6 turnovers in one game, they would probably lose it. Actually, if any team had 6 turnovers in one game, they would probably lose. Especially if 3 of the 6 turnovers were inside your own 40-yard line. Also, the Falcons are having all kinds of comeback wins and close game wins, but they have also had some blowouts. They also had a very big win this year. There was only 58 seconds on the clock, no timeouts, and they were on their 1-yard line. According to the Alliance Bureau at ESPN, the Falcons are the only team since the Green Bay Packers of 1967 to have 5+ interceptions and still win the game, while their starting quarterback did not throw a touchdown. And according to the Alliance Bureau at ESPN, Matt Ryan is the only quarterback since Bart Starr to throw 5+ interceptions and no touchdown and still win the game. The close game and the comeback wins proves that the Falcons can win the game even when they are super close. Winning games like this will be very important in their postseason success. A game to look back and see how the Falcons are winning and how good they are winning in the close game would be Week 4 against the Carolina Panthers. If you look at the video right here.
No timeouts left. 59 seconds on the clock. Falcons down by 1.
You can see that the Falcons are down by a field goal. They do not have any timeouts, and there's only 58 seconds remaining, and they're on their own 1-yard line. You can see how good the offensive line is protecting Matt Ryan before he makes a big throw. The protection of the offensive line was very important, because before that play, they had given up over 7 sacks. You can see that.
And going deep for Roddy White. And White makes the catch. Roddy White grabs it. Clock is running. No timeouts left. They're at the 40 of Carolina. Now a half a minute remaining.
Matt Ryan threw the ball 59 yards to Roddy White with good protection and no timeouts. You can always to set up the field goal for Matt Ryan. These plays summarize why the Falcons will have success in the playoffs and will win the Super Bowl. Something else that is going to help the Falcons win in the postseason this year is their new coordinators. In the offseason, after the Falcons had lost 24-2 to the Giants, they made switches at both coordinators. Out goes Mike Mularkey and Brian Van Gorder, and in comes Mike Nolan and Dirk Cutter. After the offense failed to score points against the Giants, Mike Smith, the Falcons head coach, and Thomas Dimitroff, their GM, knew they had to make a change. So they let Mike Mularkey, their offensive coordinator, go become the head coach in Jacksonville. And then they let their defensive coordinator, coordinator Brian Van Gorder become the defensive coordinator at Auburn University after the defense failed to stop the run and the passing game of the Giants. After the move, the Falcons then hired the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive coordinator Dirk Cutter to become their offensive coordinator, and the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator Mike Nolan to become the Falcons defensive coordinator. These moves helped the Falcons become 10-1. The moves helped the offense transition from one of the best running offenses to one of the best passing offenses. The moves also helped the Falcons defense become one of the best defenses at takeaways and points per game. I believe these changes at the coordinators will help the Falcons win the Superdome this year. But the thing that will help the Falcons win the Super Bowl the most is how they play as an overall team. The Falcons are not just good at offense, but they are actually good at all three categories. The Falcons are ranked highly above other teams in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. Each phase has helped the Falcons win the game this season, and if all three parts continue to play as well as they are now, the Falcons will definitely be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in the Super Bowl this February. The Falcons have won plenty of games with the help of Matt Ryan in the offense and with the help of Matt Bryant in the special teams. But now they're starting to win with the help of John Abraham in the defense. On Sunday, Matt Ryan in the offense stunk up the joint and were very bad against the Cardinals. The offense had a total of 6 turnovers combined, and the Falcons would have lost the game if it was not for their defense. The defense held the Cardinals to only 156 total yards. The Falcons were able to squeak out the win for the game. Games like this and having defenses that can play like that are what most Super Bowl winning teams have. Now you know why I think the Falcons are going to win the Super Bowl. And I'm going to remind you why I think they are. First off, the Falcons are winning. There are 30 other teams that would love to have the Falcons record. They are winning games in every way you can win a game, and the only game that they have lost is a game that they should have won. They have a new offensive coordinator that knows how to call plays, that uses their weapons. The Falcons also have a new defensive coordinator that makes his scheme fit the players instead of the players fitting the scheme, like their former defensive coordinator did. The Falcons are also playing their best game as an overall team. When you can win when turning over the ball 6 times in one game, it shows how great your team actually is. The last time that a team was able to win a game while their starting quarterback threw 5 interceptions and no touchdowns was the Green Bay Packers with Baxter as their starting quarterback. The 1967 Green Bay Packers went on to win the Super Bowl that year that they had 5 interceptions and no touchdowns by their quarterback. I believe that the Falcons will also, even though the Falcons are indeed 0-3 in the playoffs, all the teams that they have lost to went on to win the Super Bowl. After hearing this speech, I hope I am not the only person that thinks the Falcons will be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in the Who-Dat's Superdome this February. I hope that all of you that are listening agree with me too. Thank you. And